Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You are all welcome, dear students, for this experience. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الصعب إذا شئت سهلا اجعل لنا كل صعب سهلا. Before starting off, I would like to say congratulations, and you are very, very brave adventurers. You are just like these sportsmen. They all going for the unknown. There are challenges, there are difficulties, but they are strong enough to face these challenges and difficulties. You are just like these people. No face-to-face school, but still you are learning. So keep your hearts brave. So you are welcome again to the Language Learning Strategies course specified for English language learning that will help you learn the English language as smart, strategically, and more effectively. It will help you to become a better person, inshallah. Now, the plan for today, the outline is we'll be collecting data, we'll share our goals and objectives, we'll be setting a deal of our code of conduct, we'll be making decisions together, we'll have an introductory speaking task, and finally we'll have the real talk, which is learning a vocabulary. Let's go. Number one, as you know, as I've been researching, I want you please to click on number one. This is a form and it has a questionnaire in there. استبيان أو استفتاء. It is there in Arabic and in English. Please click on it and try to read and answer the questions as faithful and honest as possible, please. Now, for now, it is only number one. While you are answering this questionnaire, I want you to think and remember your school days. How did you feel about the English language class? I hope it is clear now. Only page number one. Point number two, which is sharing a code of conduct or making a deal. Now, to me, if it is a classroom or not, if it is a face-to-face classroom or not, we need to have a code of conduct, a deal on how to act, how to behave in the classroom. This is a virtual classroom, an online one. It requires respect that is mutual, that is reciprocal, that is from me to you, and from you to me, as well as from you to your colleagues and classmates. So I expect that we all share respect to each other. If you don't know the meaning of the word respect, in the PDF file, you can go and find out the meaning or write it yourself and the resources that I will share with you in the last slide. You'll also have to be committed to work in this course. You'll have to be also punctual, not only through online classrooms, but also during doing your homework. You'll be honest, and I expect that you are honest. I also expect that you act maturely. You are not babies, you are not infants, you are not very young teenagers, but adolescents who are mature and who are old enough to know how to behave in a very good manner. And I expect that you are very good manner behave. As far as the last one, which is a request that I'd love for you to answer after counting 1, 2, 3, 4 onwards to 10 in order to have some thinking time. I don't want very fast answers. I want everyone to think. Yesterday we had the chance to play a game that are the requirements of the language classroom on the WhatsApp groups. thanks to the ladies who have who have known actually and figured out what these symbols represent. They said a notebook, an email, a laptop or a phone, microphone. I'll need to hear your voices. I'll need to hear your thinking. I'll need to hear your answers. We'll need to have a quiet place, even though it's quite next to impossible, but we'll try to be in a quiet place. Your eyes to see carefully, your brain to stay focused and attentive, your ears to hear us and listen very carefully, speak confidently, write notes. You need to have internet access, you need to be brave, you need to be cooperative and enthusiastic about learning. Before we start, there are some decisions that needs to be made by you because you are the planners. You are the engineers of your learning. So please, I've sent you the link on the WhatsApp groups to decide what days do you want us to work. It's 4 days per week. Which 4 days you want? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Go there and vote if you did not voted yet. Now, this is the real talk. Now, today's plan has a couple of objectives, and my objectives, my goals, my aims, my purposes for today is to help you express yourself, is to help you ask correct questions, is to teach you a number of vocabulary learning strategies. Now, before we start, let's think about our first objective. It says, I want you to express yourself. Now, if you can see, this is an individual task. Each one of you will do this. You're going to draw an outline of your brain, imaginary one, and write what are your interests and how big are these. This is an example. And when you finish drawing or sketching it, I'd expect you to send me a voice record of your speech telling me what is there. I expect to see your pictures and to hear your recordings. Now, do you want to know me? In the online classroom, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. It broke down. It didn't work for about 8 to 10 minutes, but you were not able to participate in a very good way. That's fine, it's day one. Now, I have changed this task a little bit. Now, I want you to practice asking questions that use the questions words what, when, where, why, who, how, is, are, do, and have. And I want you to ask questions or to write questions either for me or any questions about a certain topic. You can think of a topic, one topic, and ask questions about it. And I expect you to submit the questions as a picture from your notebook on the WhatsApp by tomorrow. I will give you some time. I'll not want it today. I'll expect it by tomorrow. Okay, now what about vocabulary learning strategies? How to learn vocabularies, I mean. What are vocabulary? Vocabulary are words, and words are important to communicate. Let's see. Now we actually played a game. It is 3 steps with peers, and I expected from this to see the importance or the value of learning from each other. And the first picture I asked you, what can you see? I wanted you to write the names of the things that you can see. Some of you I expected to say trunk, and I expected that some of you don't know it's called trunk or may have forgotten it. So your peers will remind you that this is a trunk. I expected also to say leaves or grass, branches, trees, and maybe some sunlight. In the second picture, it has a little bit more details, and I expected you to say words from picture number 1 and say more words according to the picture. And also, I expected that your friends or peers will remind you of words that you forgot, for example, or you didn't know before. So in this picture, it is the same, and I wanted you to be convinced about this. So I want you to see your growth in your notebook by recording by noting down all the words you know. And by the way, sorry. And by the way, that is one way to learn vocabulary, which is learning them with peers or with friends or with a sibling, a brother or sister. Strategy number 2 here is possibly it is the words if they are physically present. What I mean is that this is a television. We all can see what a television. We know what is it. We can touch it. So it is easy to say a television, and it is easier to remember it. It is easy to say this is PlayStation, and it is easy to remember because we can touch it. We can feel it. A book or a magazine, a tree, a house, so on, so forth. Words that has personal or special experience are also able to stay more in your brain. They are not easy to be forgotten. So for example, if you have a problem with your friend and he or she said a specific word in English, then that word and its meaning will stay more in your brain. If you have a special experience and you were forced to use English or learn a specific word, then that word is most probably will stay in your mind. So for example, when I was grade 2, so far I remember, I was not able to read the word. Let me write it for you on the screen. The word climb. And that's all because of the B letter at the end of the word. But my teacher helped me through her actions, through her movement. She also pointed to a monkey on the wall, and I remembered that word. And since that day, I did not forget it. So that experience helped me remember this word. Another strategy, which is words that are relevant in meaning but going extreme is negative. For example, confident. Confident is to trust your abilities, to be a very strong personality, شخص واثق. But the extreme of it يعني going to the الشديد الأعظم منها إنك تكون arrogant اللي هو متكبر أو بطران يعني زيادة ثقة في الناس. So this is not good. So to be confident is good. To be arrogant is not good. To be unique, special, something that is not very common is very positive thing. Unique, مميز. لكن being weird, something that is too unacceptable, it's not very good. Now this way will help you learn more words if you combine them. Now let's look for curious. Curious means interested to learn more or to know more. But if you are nosy, نفس اللي يدخل أنفه فيما لا يخصه. So هذا ما صار بس فضول اللي يفيدني ويخليني أتعلم أكثر أو أستفيد أكثر أو أعرف أكثر، لا، يخليني أذى تجاه الآخرين. So nosy, for example. Another strategy is learning words with synonyms. For example, words that have similar meaning. Like we've got here sad. We all know sad, but its friends or neighboring words are disappointed, depressed, deflated. And let's look at the word big. We've got large, we've got enormous, we've got magnificent. So when we group words that are quite similar in meaning, we learn more words than one. How about antonyms? Antonyms are opposites. Opposites like big, small, strong, weak, day, night. So based on the fact that most of you are 10, 11 and 12th grader, you will be writing a lot about advantages and disadvantages. Now, if you come to read the word advantage in your book, you will see it's quite a new word. If you look for its meaning in the dictionary, you will understand that it means the positives or the strengths of certain topic. Now, when you look at the word disadvantage and you understand its meaning, and it means the opposite of it, the shortcomings or the negatives of something, it will be easier to learn these two words together. Idioms. Idioms are metaphoric sayings that are acceptable in use in different cultures, in the Arabic culture and in the English culture as well. Now, the point is that not only you learn idioms to use them, but it also helps us learn vocabulary. So for example, if you say as a stubborn, as a mule, stubborn, عنيد, mule, بغل, it is the offspring of donkeys. So مجرد أنت ما تحفظ هذا الإيديوم هتعرف معنى كلمة stubborn, mule, and it will stick into your mind. إذا كنت فاهم المعنى الكلمات من الأساس, so you will not forget it or hardly forget the meaning of these words. We've also talked about when pigs fly. This is a pig and this is the action of flying. Now, can a pig fly? Impossible. But when you have this phrase in your mind, you will remember three important words. Add a question word, which requires time, which indicates time, and a name of an animal that's very common in the other world, in the Western culture. Fly, a verb that is very important in your classroom. So idioms help us learn vocabulary in a faster manner than learning one word every time. It's very important to make sure or to understand the nature of English vocabulary, which are there are two types: content words which are words that have meanings like names, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. There's also function words, which are words without a specific meaning, but they do a job. Like, for example, that, of, whereas, though, and others, of course. Now, how to learn them? We have the chance to know the strategies, but I will tell you a number of ideas that will help you make these less easier to learn. Number one, word families. You can make word families based on different foundations. For example, if you want to make a list of words based on their sounds, for example, words that have a ab sound, like for example, cap, grab, lap, nap, tap. So this is a word family, and if you get their meanings, it will be easier to learn them and to actually have them staying in your head. Another thing is that a word family of the word speak, and this one is very excellent. It is taking neighboring or similar meaning, like for example the word talk, tell, and say. And in fact, this is very important for you at this stage. In grade 11, I'm not sure it's grade 11 or 10, there is a grammar rule which tests students' ability to know when to use the word tell or say. And it is important to distinguish and clarify this for yourself. And it also described when when speaking is formal, رسمي, and manner of speaking, أسلوب التحدث, if it is مرمر, for example التحلطم, if it is whisper, بالهمس, if it is shouting, for example بالصوت العالي والصراخ. Okay, aggressive form of speaking, الطريقة الشديدة أو العدائية في الحديث, arguing, debating, asserting. So هذه type of word family is more effective and more important for you at this stage. Another idea is making infographics or graphic designers, organizers, concept mapping. What is the meaning of this? Now, in fact, collecting words that share a similar background in one picture. Okay, if it is a network or if it is an organizer. As you can see, here is a number of words that are related to the topic crime, and the meanings are there and the words are there. Here is a collection of words that are related to the word star, and it tackles whatever relevant to the topic star. In fact, your textbooks, school books, are based on this thing, on topics. So it is very easy to make infographics and to make a graphic organizer. This one is working with words. أي شيء أنت تشتغل عليه تتعمق فيه يثبت في ذهنك. So if you can work with words through drawing, like this one. You can make projects, either written projects or making models, sculptures اللي هن مشروع سواء مجسم أو شيء مثل هذا القبيل. Researching إنك تبحث عنه, or write stories about certain words. So this will help you learn more words, and not only more, but words that stay in your head. And another thing is that it is very important to speak and write the words so that they stay more in your head, and it teaches you when and how to use them. Very important thing is to read for pleasure, and pleasure means for things that you love, things that you like, things that you're interested in. You can read stories or novels, you can read online, or you can read different topics on news, whatever interests you, but not for school, something that is real, not made to learn, not expecting a test after it. This really helps you improve your bank of words. Now we had the chance to learn together how to learn new vocabulary, and we also had the chance to know a couple of ideas to help us bring our vocabulary together. Now, I'm sharing with you a number of different resources that will help you understand words, meanings. Number one, which is Cambridge Dictionary. Cambridge Dictionary is one of the one of the most, to me, it is important one. It gives you the English definition, the English pronunciation, American and British. It gives you the Arabic equivalent. It gives you sample sentences. It gives you the word families of each and every word. It also gives you in context words. Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary is another very famous dictionary, and it's got an application, I believe. It is very helpful. It has similar features with the Cambridge Dictionary, but without the Arabic equivalent. Oxford Learners Dictionary is fantastic too. It gives you the meaning, pronunciation, context, and so on. I believe that you all know Google Translate, but I need you to be quite careful with Google Translate because sometimes it gives you the Arabic equivalent that is not the right one. So yes, I am with knowing the Arabic equivalent of English language words, but you better be careful. Use these more. Now, the last one is Youglish. Youglish is a website that teaches you how to pronounce words. So if you write a word in the website and you choose which pronunciation you want to hear, how people say it in British or American or Australian, and it gives you authentic real videos from YouTube, people pronouncing the word you are asking for. That's all for the resources. Now moving to the assignments. I think we are done so far. That is half an hour. But let us think. Have we met Sunday's objectives? Did we learn how to express ourselves? Did we learn how to ask correct questions? Did we learn vocabulary learning strategies? I hope so. Please remember that today's homework or assignment is going to be, actually the main one is draw your brain and record your voice. Send it to the WhatsApp, either private or in group, you're most welcome. And the second one is to be submitted by tomorrow, 31st of August, which is writing a list of questions using the questions words that are in the handout that I've sent you on the PDF. And the third assignment, which is making a graphic organizer or a word family network or even an infography of theme 1 or unit 1 of your textbook. I have sent you your textbooks school curriculum on the WhatsApp group as the PDF. Looking forward to hearing from you and check your assignments and your work. Thank you very much. You're most welcome. If you got any questions, you've got the WhatsApp group. Feel free to send whenever you like. Thank you very much.